simply trying to enjoy nidraya, sleeping. Also, they're having sex life at night. Or during the daytime, they're also trying to accumulate wealth in order to maintain their family members. This is also important because in the material world, actually, no one is maintaining anyone else, but actually it is Krishna. He is maintaining everyone. Janmajastataha is maintaining everyone and everything. But because they're envious that Krishna is the supreme proprietor, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, that he is the owner of everything, they try to become owners. Just like I remember before I was going to college, my material parents, they were saying, oh, I'm giving you so many things. And then when I finally became a devotee and I left, they said, so why are you leaving? We are giving you so many things. And it was almost like they were putting stock into me and they were expecting to get something out. But Krishna is not so much like that. Krishna is giving all living entities because he is the maintainer of all living entities. And this is his natural position. But we falsely assume the position of being the proprietor or the maintainer so that we can enjoy. So this is also a position of an envious householder or an envious person, not necessarily householders. But the real peace form is described in Bhagavad Gita, and Srila Prabhupada has so many times said that Bhoktanam Jagyatamasam, Krishna is the supreme object of sacrifice. He is the supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, and he is the owner of everything. Surinam Sarvabhutan, and he alone is the supreme friend of everyone. And this is the real platform of Jnana. This is the real platform of knowledge. So to act in this consciousness is Krishna consciousness. And when we forget that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, that he is the supreme benefactor and proprietor of everything, and that he is the supreme friend of everyone, then we make the mistake of becoming the supreme enjoyer, benefactor, and friend ourselves. And hence, we simply engage in all nonsensical activities which would be no good for anyone.
There are two things there, Griham and Grihastas. So Griham means those who have made the center of the household, or how put it this way, many means center, and Griham means to go around. So their life turns about household life. Household life means wife. Wife means sex life. And sex life means the bodily conception of life. So the bodily conception of life is the cause of all our problems, because the living entity is different from the body. The living entity is living within the body, but the soul is resident within the body. So Krihameni life means those who are trying to enjoy by maintaining wife and children and friends, society. But then there are Grihastas. Grihasta means those who have made the center of Krishna, or the spiritual advancement of life. It is a spiritual order of life, like brahmacharis and Vanaprasthas and Grihasta. It means religious life. But at the same time, there may be sex life, but that sex life is not a condition of producing children. Who may be raised in Krishna consciousness, when the Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, I'm not sex life, which is not contrary to the religious principles. So, human life is for spiritual realization, for Krishna consciousness. And facilitate that there are different orders of life, and one of them is the grihastha life, where there is some concession for living with wife and children. But the basic principle is not to just maintain wife and children and friends and society. The basic principle is to enter spiritual life and ultimately become freed from all material attachment and to become attached to Krishna. So our society is teaching the whole world how to live civilized life, human life, religious life, apart other than cats and dogs are what I was saying. The whole world is living like animals because they have no regulated life. No one is following the principles of religious life. Everyone is simply doing whatever will please their senses. If I like this woman, I then live together, and it will be sex enjoyment. When the sex enjoyment is frustrated and change, get another woman, get another man, produce children. There's no idea about the ultimate goal of human life. So the children are running, being trained up. They become animals without any training.
सुनाई दे रहा है उससे तो बेहतर ही है ना। Anyone else? Prabhupada. Listening Prabhupada's classes, we should follow some sequence. फर्स्ट कैंटो में, सेकंड कैंटो में क्या दिया और जो अच्छा है सुन के जिसका आवाज़ अच्छा है and there is some we have to come up with some schedule.
The following is a class on the Srila Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 25th Chapter, Text number 1, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Prabhupad, recorded on November 1st, 1974, in Bombay, India.
कपिलास तत्व संख्याता भगवान आत्मा है जात स्वयं अज साक्षात आत्म प्रगटये निना. So we are reciting our latest edition of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is third canto, part 4. We have finished third canto, publishing. This is very important subject matter. The Kapil Dev, the expounder of Sankhya philosophy, he instructed his mother, Devavati. There are two Kapilas. Real Kapil Dev is Kapila. He expounded Sankhya philosophy to instruct his mother, but later on, some imitation Kapil Dev also appeared. Atheistic Sankhya philosophy. He has simply dealt with the 24 different elements without information of God. Therefore, there are two Kapilas. One Kapila is called the Devahiti Putra Kapila, another is atheist Kapila. So, about Kapil Dev, it is said, Saurata is that Kapila's Tattva Sankhata, Kapila, the Supreme Person, Tattva Sankhya. He can explain what is absolute truth. Kapilas Tattva Sankhya, Bhagavan. Without Bhagavan, nobody knows what is the actual position of the ultimate truth. Nobody can know it. Therefore, Bhagavan, Krishna, all his incarnation occasionally visit to give you information about what is the aim of life. Tattva Sankhata. Sankhata means expound, and Tattva means the absolute truth. So absolute truth is Bhagavan himself, Krishna himself. So we cannot understand the absolute truth of the Supreme Person by mental speculation. That is not possible. Especially when we are under the influence of the three modes of material nature, because material nature is divided into three status: Sattvagun, Rajagun and Tamagun. Those who are in the Sattvagun, they are fit for understanding the absolute truth. Sattvagun means the grammatical qualification. Satta, Sama, Dhamma, Tutikha, Arjava, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikam, Brahma, Karma, Svabhava. They can understand. Therefore, in our Vedic conception of human society, there must be a class of men actually Brahman. Then they will be able to expound the real truth of life. If everyone becomes Shudra, then the absolute truth cannot be understood. It's like at the present moment, Kalu Sudra Sambhava. In the Kali Yuga, everyone is Shudra. It is hardly to be found a qualified Brahmana. Of course there are, but very rare. Practically, Brahmana is not a symbol there, especially in this age. Prayanalpa Yusha, Kalu Asmin Jugejana, Manda Samandha Matayu, Manda Bhagya Jubadvita. The people of this age, they are short-living and Manda, very slow in everything, not interested. Actually, human life is meant for understanding the spiritual value of life. But on account of the people being Shudras, they are not interested. They are forgetting the real purpose of life. Manda. Manda means slow and bad. Everyone is bad or slow. Manda Samandha Mataru. And they have got, everyone has got a particular type of understanding. Sumandha Mataru. That is not bona fide. Sumandha Mataru, Manda Bhagya, and everyone is misfortunate, unfortunate. Upadhita, and they are disturbed by so many causes. That gradually the situation will be like this. It is already manifest. Anavishya, Dubbikha Karobilita. There will be no rain in the sky, and there will be scarcity of foodstuff, and Karobilita, and government will levy tax heavily. These are already predicted and we are experiencing. So this age is very miserable. Kali-yuga is very miserable. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he Krishna himself, he came. He advised all people of the world that you simply chant Hare. Very simple. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, it is not his invention, but it is in the Shastras, Puranas, this advice is there. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalau nasteva, nasteva, nasteva daviramana. In this age, people being all Sudras, less intelligent, unfortunate, disturbed, how they will be able to understand the absolute truth or the aim of life? So anyway, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, that Dadadadahi Dharmasya Glani Bhavati Bharata Tadatman Sriyamaham. So similarly, sometimes before, some hundreds and thousands of years ago, Kopildev appeared. Devahuti Putra Kopildev. His father's name is called Muni. So, after Kopildev's birth, when he was grown up, that is the system of Vedic civilization. When children are grown up, the father returns. He takes sannyas or goes out of home simply for cultivating spiritual life. Not that throughout the whole life wrought in this material world. No. Panchadurdham manam vraje, that is the injunction of the Shastra. We have got 8 kinds of ashrama and 4 kinds of ashrama and 4 kinds of varnas. So they, formally, they used to follow very strictly. So Kopildev's father, Muni, after the son was grown up, he left his home, giving in charge of his wife. The wife was given in charge of the grown-up boy. Not that the boy was in charge of it. So, that incident, that narration is stated in this part. Kapila Saprasamkhata Bhagavan. Kapila is Bhagavan. Nowadays, Bhagavan is so cheap, the misuse of the word. But here you will find that Bhagavan is not an ordinary man. Bhagavanti Manmura. Because Bhagavan Krishna appeared as human being, so the Mura, rascals and fools, they think of Krishna as ordinary human being. Mura. Mura vi nami janati mameva paramatmayam. Siddhi gunamai bhavu mohi. So still there are devotees who can understand, just like Arjuna understood that Krishna also is my friend, playing the part of my friend, but he is Supreme Personality of God. Therefore, when Krishna instructed Arjuna, for our benefit, Arjuna is in perfect knowledge, but aiming at Arjuna, Krishna is giving instruction to all human society, and he admitted after knowing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna said, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavam. My dear Krishna, you are the Param Brahma. Param Brahma. Every one of us, Brahma. Brahma means spirit soul. We are not this body. Aham Brahmasmi. This is realization, self-realization. There is Vedic culture. One must understand what he is. We should not keep ourselves in ignorance like cats and dogs, thinking that I am this boy, I am American, I am Indian, I am Brahman, I am Kshatri, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, or so many designations. That is bodily. So when one comes to the spiritual understanding, that is called Brahma-realization. Aham Brahmasmi. So we are all Brahma. Simply we have to understand. It is not that we are of Brahma. By some practice we become Brahma. No. The gold is gold. But if it is covered with some dirt, the dirt can be removed and the gold is gone. Similarly, we are Brahma, the spirit soul. Somehow or other, we have come in contact with these material elements, Bhumi, Ramana, Vayu, and I have got this body covered, and I am thinking I am this body. This is ignorance. This is ignorance. So unless one is enlightened by the spiritual knowledge, he remains only just like cats and dogs. And to understand spiritual identification, that is called dharma. Dharma means that. And the ultimate goal of dharma is spoken by Krishna. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam. We have created so many dharmas. Hindu dharma, Muslim dharma, Christian dharma. These are manufactured. Of course, there is indication how to execute dharma. But real dharma, when you come to the conclusion, Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma Bhavanam janmanamanti jnanavan mam bhuvantate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudhya. So this is Krishna consciousness movement is for this purpose, that we are not preaching any particular sectarian religious system. No. We are preaching the real, what is meant by religion. Religion means dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranetam. Nobody knows what is dharma. This is the point. Because dharma means the order of the Supreme Being. That is dharma. Because law means the order of the government. Similarly, dharma means the order of the Supreme Being. That is dharma. This is the simple definition of dharma. So, God is one. His order is one. How there can be different dharmas? It is not possible. That is ignorance. When we create different dharma, that is deep ignorance. Hindu dharma, Muslim dharma, Christian dharma, or this dharma, that dharma. No. Gold is gold. Does it mean that if a Christian possesses some gold, it becomes Christian gold? Or Hindu possesses some gold, it becomes Hindu gold? No, gold is gold. Either it is in possession of Hindu or Muslim or Christian, it doesn't matter. Gold is gold. So you are preaching that here is dharma, to surrender unto the Supreme Being. That is dharma. Dharma anparityajya. This is Bhagavad Dharma. Everyone should be taught how to surrender to God. So God is one. God cannot be two. When there is competition of God, they are not God. Just like it has become nowadays. In every state there is a God. That is not, Krishna is not that kind of God. He is the Supreme God. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Matta Partaram Nanya Kinchi Jastikam. Nobody is superior than me. So that is, we are preaching, we are teaching people these Americans and the Europeans, they have taken it seriously because they are fortunate. They have no information of this 44th God. That is their opportunity. I have told them, given the information, that Krishna's through Bhagavan's son. I have not given any wrong information, right information. Bhagavan means Krishna, God means Krishna. So I have given them this information as a pure, that here is God. And they have taken it seriously, that was their advance. See practically. Why they are advanced? Because they are not misled. They have been given the right information and they have taken it seriously and they are trying their best to render service. That is the reason. People are surprised how these Americans and Europeans have become such great devotees and dancing in ecstasy. They are surprised. Yes, it is surprising. Even in their country, the priests are surprised. But what is the reason? They are advanced. Because they have taken the right thing. Krishna's Bhagavan. That they have taken. And then you say blindly and knowingly. If you touch fire, it will act. Fire is fire. It is not that because a child takes fire, it is not burn. It is burn. So, why these Western young men are taking this movement seriously? Because it is acting as fire. It is acting as fire. They are taking fire and it is acting as fire. So, there is information in the Shastra accepted by the acharyas. It's like Krishna's Bhagavan Sam. That is accepted by the acharyas. Acharya Upasana. Shankaracharya, although he is impersonalist, he has accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what to speak of others, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and Vishnu Swami, Nimbaka, and latest Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers, all accept Krishna, the Supreme Personality, following the same principle. As Arjuna said, Krishna, you are Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Avyuktam Param. So this is simple thing. There is no need of speculation. What is God? Where is God? Here is God, sir. Here is God, you see. Krishna. Why you are foolish, you are searching? Here is God. It's not, although Krishna has come in a form which you can see. Krishna has appeared before you, and just like stone statue. But it is not stone statue. Of course, stone is also God. Because stone is another energy of God. Just like fire is also heat and light. And the heat is of fire and light is also fire. Without fire there cannot be light. Without fire there cannot be heat. So, this material world is just like the heat and light of the Supreme Light, of the Supreme Fire. Parasya Brahmana Shakti, Sarvedam Makidam Ekusthani Sthita Sharne, Jyotsna Vistarina Jatha, Tatha Sarvedam Makidam. It's like fire is in one place, just like sun. It has a practical example. The sun is in one place, we have seen. And it is light and heat. So, expanding the light and heat throughout the whole universe. And as soon as you perceive light and heat, you can understand there is sun. The light and heat can be perceived by anyone. Therefore Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhasmi Swasishurjaya, I am the light and heat of the sun. Of course, moon there is no heat, there is cooling effect. Two things are there. So all these are energies of Krishna. Prabhasmi Swasishurjaya. So why people say, can you show me God? You are seeing daily, every moment. But because you are full, you have no sense of understanding. As soon as there is some heat, any man can understand there is fire. As soon as there is smoke, anyone can understand there is fire. Similarly, if you can feel the energy of the Lord, then you can feel the presence of the Lord immediately. Now here, these boys, these girls, they are worshipping Krishna and they are becoming devotee. What is the sign of devotee? The sign of devotee is that the devotees are not interested in material enjoyment. That is Bhakti Parishana Bhava Vidakti Anupasana. So these young boys and girls, they do not go to cinema. They do not smoke. They do not go to any restaurant or club. Why? Vidakti. Don't want this. What to speak of here? Poor country. But in the European, American countries, everything is available, very cheap. But they are not interested. They are interested to sit down on the floor without any chair and follow me, whatever I say. They have no sufficient eating even. I cannot give them to their standard. Still, why? Because they don't want this material. That is the test. That is the test. Bhakti Parishana Bhava Virakti Annatasya. When one will become detestful to material enjoyment, you will know, or he will know. Personally one can understand how much is advanced in spiritual life. And spiritual life does not mean that a sannyasi is smoking and drinking tea, 1 gallon of tea. That is not spiritual life. You must be detestful. So, this dharma or spiritual life means to have no more interest in material activities, but only in the understanding of God the Supreme and His service. That is spiritual life. So, actually the human life is meant for that purpose. Because sense gratification, material happiness, the hogs also then enjoy. The hog is also whole day and night searching after stool. And after eating stool, when they get some strength, then sex without any discrimination of mother or sister or anything. Hog's life. Therefore Shastra says, don't lead a hog's life. Nayam deha deho bhajam niloke kastan kaman arhati vir bhujamiti. Vir bhujam means stool eater. They are also working so hard, day and night, simply for eating stool. And as soon as there is some strength, hypophosphate, because stool contains all good chemicals. Hypophosphate, they say, they have tested, of course, I do not know. They say that it is full of hypophosphites, and if you take hypophosphite, sometimes doctor prescribes syrup hypophosphites for the weak people. So actually the hogs are very fatty, therefore those who are meat eaters, they like hogs and flesh very nicely. Anyway, This human life is not meant for imitating the homes. Human life is meant for tapasya. Tapodibham putrakajena suddheta satya. This is Vedic civilization. Tapasya, the state, different grades of tapasya. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, give them chance. Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Brahmachari. They are all meant for inducing people to come to this perfectional state of understanding God. This is called varnasrama. Real purpose of this is varnas, 4 varnas and 4 ashrams. Why? The varnasrama charavata purushena paratuma vishnuara dhate nanna tattu yukaram. The whole aim is how to worship the supreme God. That is human life. So if we make these divisions, so any class of man, if he comes to this social system of varnasrama dharma, then automatically, just like if you admit your son in a school, there is first class, second class, third class, or eighth class, this way, he makes progress. One day that son comes out as a graduate. So, the human society must accept this is school of varnasrama dharma. Then gradually he will be educated and he will come to the understanding. Brahma janati iti brahmana. One day he will understand what is Brahma, and that is Brahma. Veda pathan bhavet vipra brahma janati iti brahma jarmana jayate shudra. By birth everyone is a shudra. He has to be educated. Samskara bhavet dija. Dija means twice born. One birth is by the father and mother, and the next birth is by the spiritual master and Vedic knowledge. Vedic knowledge is the mother and spiritual master is the father. Then one becomes dija. Therefore, the sacred thread is offered that he is now dija. He has accepted the spiritual master to learn what is spiritual life. That is the significance. Then he is allowed to read this Vedic literature. The essence of Vedic literature. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalamidam. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the essence. Nigama means Vedic. Nigama kalpataru. Kalpataru means desert. A tree, desert tree means whatever you like, you can take from. Similarly, Vedic knowledge is so perfect. Any knowledge, perfectly if you want to know, then you must tadvijnana kamsa gurumeva vivache sudriyam. Therefore Vedic knowledge is called Shruti. Sudriyam Brahmanishtam. So when things are mismanaged and people forget the aim of life, at that time the Supreme Lord comes. Jada jadai dharmasya glani bhavat. The dharmasya glani means the human society when missing the aim of life. At that time when things are very much mismanaged, then out of compassion, because God is more anxious to get us back to home, back to God, than we are, because we are in ignorance. We do not know what is the kingdom of God, how to go back there, how to become happy. We have all forgotten. Therefore, Krishna comes at interval. His senses, representative, the devotee, that is very good. So sometimes he comes personally, sometimes he sends his incarnation. The Kopila Dev is an incarnation of the Supreme Person, Krishna. Therefore it is stated here, Kopilas Tattva Sankhata, Bhagavan. Incarnation of Bhagavan is also Bhagavan. Bhagavan, Atmaya. Atmaya means the Maya illusion. Maya means affection, and Maya means energy. When Krishna comes, or Krishna's energy, or Krishna's incarnation comes, that is not by force. Just like we are forced to come. Karmana Daivanetrina. We have to accept a certain type of body by force, not Atma. Suppose I have got this human form of body. I cannot demand that next life I will have like this. No, that is not possible. Next life we will get according to your karma. Just like if you have been educated, you cannot say that make me the High Court judge. That is not possible. If you are qualified, then you. Similarly, karmana, you have to qualify yourself. So there are 8,400,000 souls, different forms of life. So by your karma, next life you can become a devata, demigod. If you like, you can become Indra, Chandra, or you can become cats and dogs. That depends karmana daivanetri. So this is depend on my karma. But Krishna or his incarnation, when he comes, it does not depend on his karma, because he is avarta, is fully independent. Therefore it is said, Atma, Atma by his own energy, not by any external energy forced by. Just like if the governor goes to the prison house, it is not that he has been forced to come to the prison. He is a condemned person. No. He goes there after his good way to see how things are going on. But when an ordinary person is put into jail, he has been forced, he has been proved a criminal. So the criminal thinks that here is governor, now we are one. The governor and myself. The pickpocket, criminal. If he thinks like that, similarly, avajananti manamurha malasintanumas. There are rascals and fools. They think Krishna is one. The same thing, as the criminal thing, the governor, the Mahatma Gandhi went to jail, and if a pickpocket thinks that now Mahatma Gandhi and myself are the same. No. Therefore it is said, Atma. Mahatma Gandhi went to jail just to show the people, now if you want to drive away the Britishers, so disobey their law, and they put us into jail, so that jail will be effective. Jail saraj ka mandir. That was a policy. Not that Mahatma Gandhi had to go to jail. He was fit for that person. Similarly, this is an example. Similarly, when Krishna or his incarnation comes in this material world, he maintains his position. It's the same thing. Mahatma Gandhi maintained his position. That it is not that because Mahatma Gandhi went to jail, he became unpopular and nobody would respect him. No, his respect was still there. Similarly, when the incarnation of God, Krishna, he comes, he is not ordinary man. He is not ordinary man. He has come out of his good will. Param bhava vajana. The rascals, they do not understand what is Krishna. And they think that Krishna is like one of us, a human being like that. No, that is not Krishna understanding. Krishna, manusyanam sahasreshu paschid jadati siddhare jadatam api siddhyanam paschid bhrittimam. Krishna understanding is not so easy. It is said by Krishna. Manusyanam sahasreshu, out of millions of people, one becomes siddha. Siddha means self-realized. And Jadatam is Siddha. And after becoming Siddha, after many millions of Siddhas, one can understand what is Krishna. But it is our great fortune that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared, he is Krishna himself, and he has given a very easy process to understand Krishna. What is that? This is the easiest process, that you come here and hear about Krishna. That's all. You haven't got to do anything. Simply come here. We are opening all this center just to invite you. Please come here and hear about Krishna. Sinnadam Satata Krishna Punna Savana Kita Riddhantasa Avadrani Vidunati Suhit Satam. You hear about Krishna, you become purified. Hearing about Krishna means associating with Krishna. This secret they do not know. But we are convinced. Please come and hear about Krishna, your life will be better. Thank you very much.